Sir, our agency has worked with great success on everything from political campaigns to promoting soccer throughout Japan. I am positive we can do the same for the Kyoshin. But, if I may...
Ask what the purpose is behind all this? It is imperative these days for young people to have something solid to base their beliefs on. Wouldn't you agree?
Did that stupid dog finally run away?
A few days earlier, a stray dog had taken up residence under Ranga's feet. Ushio was scared that he would be trampled, but Ranga wasn't worried, and the dog seemed pretty content where he was, too.
Huh? If I were a dog, where would I go? Guess what? Yatsupsa, you're back! Thank God. You know, I think Ranga's happy to see you, too. So when do we get to eat him? We're not.
Early today, in an East Ikebukuro apartment located in the Toshima Prefecture, 2 bodies were found. A routine search revealed the identities of the victims, 42-year-old Toru Izutsu and his 7-year-old daughter, Yurika. Mr. Izutsu was divorced 3 years ago, and he was raising Yurika by himself while working as a freelance newswriter. According to their neighbors, the two were extremely close, and no one interviewed could imagine anyone wishing them harm. The perpetrator entered the apartment by breaking the lock and then shot Mr. Izutsu to death before moving on to murder little Yurika in her sleep.
How awful.
This is one of the most brutal
It looks like Manami's going to be late, isn't she?
I know. Aren't you glad, though? Maybe that's why the old mutt came back.
More, please. That's terrible. They said that little girl was only 7. I mean, who in this world is so sick that they'd kill a child?
I don't know. It's kind of strange to see the news play the sympathy card. The guy who was killed, he was famous for writing articles and protests against the Kyoshinkai, a fact KHK seems to be hiding.
Is someone else here?
Nah, it's probably just a rat.
Ew, that's gross.
When they returned home, they found that Yatsupsa had disappeared once again.
So, have you come to help us find him, Miss Omori? Well, you see... Why don't you tell them what really happened? They had some men come and take him to the pound. Manami! Ushio, it's just... Sometimes that's the way it is with strays.
That dog did something very bad. Keeping dogs can be dangerous, especially around children. They say he attacked the little boy in the park today.
But we had the perfect home for him, and we gave him everything he could have wanted. Why do you think that? Huh? There are certain facts of life you can't ignore, even if you're a king. What the hell is going on? Yui, stop it! I swear it's not me!
Good morning, everyone. New information on the father-daughter double homicide that occurred yesterday in the Toshima Prefecture. It appears that Mr. Izutsu's work earned him many enemies, and his job was surrounded by a number of troubles. The primary suspect in the case is one 28-year-old female. She has been missing since the day before the murders and is presumed to be on the run.
There we go.
Alina! Could you take over my shift at the police box? Oh, but you should probably change first or something, right?
Annoyed that her man wasn't turned on by the sneak peek she just gave him, 26-year-old Alina Amagi shuts the door in his face. Do me a favor and cut out the soap opera play-by-play.
Fujiwara notified me that woman who killed that guy and his daughter is still on the run. According to him, she has some pretty deep political connections, so it's vital that we apprehend her.
Look, I don't know.
Hey, wait a minute, old man.
I have no idea where she is. You know I live by myself, but if I find her, I'll tell you.
But wait! All right, on to the embassy.
Just so you know, I'm not sorry for causing you this trouble.
You could be a little nicer.
Well, I'm not going to kill you.
I know that.
You're just a run-of-the-mill murderer. I'm not like you at all. And I still need your help.
If you don't take it easy, you're probably going to pass out.
How can they take it easy when there's a murderer loose on the streets? She's disturbing the peace out there!
Hey, stop it! Let go!
Come on! I'm so sorry. Are you all right? I'm really sorry. You're sure you're okay? You're not hurting anywhere?
Sorry, my wife isn't able to speak.
That's right. I beg your pardon.
Flee the country?
I think she's probably hiding here in town with plans to escape to America. If she made it, the Japanese government wouldn't be able to touch her. What do you think?
I think you're crazy. This woman went off the deep end and murdered a 7-year-old girl. If they thought she was leaving the country, they'd do something about it.
This woman worked for a company called Propaganda for Tokyo. On the surface, it's just a regular ad agency that earns its money getting newspaper space for its clients. But it's really another Kyoshinkai front.
So what are you saying?
In all likelihood, she had access to some of the Kyoshinkai's darker secrets, given her employer, that is.
Are you saying we should let her go just so she doesn't tick off the Kyoshinkai? I have a problem with that. I'm not going to let stupid politics ruin lives.
I know it's a lot to take in right now. Trust me, there is an explanation behind all of this.
I'm sorry, but I can't let her get away. No matter what, justice has to be served.
Hey, wait! Wait up, Ushio! Thanks for the coffee!
She's willing to fight for her beliefs, and I, for one, applaud her for her courage.
You really think she's hiding in our neighborhood?
That's what it sounds like. Hey, didn't Ranga help you find that dog? What was his name?
Yatsusa?
Ranga could have easily seen anyone walking around here, couldn't he?
You think so?
Well, if she is here, then she's hiding like a dog.
No.
So what's up?
Let's see. What was it? On that day...
Maybe that's why the old mutt came back. Okay.
So tell me, how did you know?
Huh?
How did you know that Yatsusa had come back? You knew, right?
Well,
Stop!
Wait!
Stop right there! Hey, Ranga! She's the one we've been looking for! Ranga, what are you doing?
It appeared to Ushio that Ranga was comforting that woman, in the way a parent comforts a trembling child. Ranga was protecting her from Ushio, and from the rest of the world.
Manami's gonna kill whoever broke this story.
Well, with all those TV stations that were running live feeds from the Shimabara house, it seemed inevitable, didn't it?
Yes, it sure seemed that way. But wasn't there, more information on why...
Wanted the unconditional support of the Japanese government in capturing and punishing this criminal.
Then why do you have to tear the gate down to get inside?
What do you think you're doing here? This is the place where our God dwells, and people like you shouldn't be setting foot on our holy ground. Joe, I'm not here as the younger sister of Uriel, that woman to whom you have such a strong attachment. I want to see Ushio about the fugitive here. That woman, she had a gun, didn't she? Now, don't you think that's a little bit fishy? Preliminary analysis has shown that the bullets used to kill Mr. Izutsu and the ones used in his daughter came from different guns. We have reason to believe multiple people were involved in this homicide, although...
No, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I think you've been lying to us. I know you're the one who killed that innocent little girl.
Okay, let's consider the source here. They don't have any proof yet.
But she did have a gun with her. To kill us if we posed a threat to her safety. Get out of here!
Now, hold on.
You want to tell me why you're sticking up for her?
If you turn her over to the Kyoshinkai, look, it's going to be the biggest mistake you'll ever make in your life. Trust me. If you go around uncovering everyone's crimes, you'll see that no one's innocent.
Spoken like a true murderer. She's not going to let me off, is she? I should have known.
That was a long time ago. Asayoka has paid for his crime.
You knew, huh?
You've been living here in my town, haven't you? Haseoka quit making TV shows to become a movie director. He received financial backing from some of his associates, but one of them embezzled the funds for the first project and spent it all.
How could he have done that? We had that money set aside. Everything that we had worked for. He went and pissed it all away. All for a little fun. So
you served a 3.5-year jail sentence. You killed my big brother, and all you got was 3.5 years.
Mr. Haseoka.
I had reason for wanting to kill him. But I'm not going to use that as some kind of shield.
What are you saying? All I know is, I just can't allow this killing to continue. Let go of me! Ranga!
We're looking at an international incident if Ranga flees. You got that?
Ranga! Help me, Opie! Ranga! Ranga! I can't tap into it. Ranga! Why are you protecting her?
Fly, Ranga! I want you to take me to Peru! Yes! Fly, Ranga! Spread your wings and fly!
Don't move!
Are you really gonna shoot?
Oh, shoot! Shoot! Stop it! Let Yugi go now!
Stupid little girl. I won't watch you throw away your life.
No one on the police SWAT team claimed responsibility for the shot. The bullet had seemingly come out of nowhere. All we knew was that the Japanese government wanted the situation under wraps. Not a word was breathed to the press.
The suspect was handed back to the Ministry of the Kyoshi. This is going to be a sticky situation. That's right. It's gotten to be quite a problem. I didn't think the police had that good of a sniper on the team.
I wanted to thank you. If I were Ushio, I don't think I would have hesitated. But you stopped my sister from shooting her. And for that, I thank you.
When I first saw her pointing the gun, I wanted her to pull the trigger. But I hate watching people piss their lives away. I've made entire movies to deal with this issue, but then I realize I'm only lashing out at myself. At that moment right there, I wanted her to do it. I wanted her to become like me. What kind of face would she make? I wanted to get it all on camera. I think my filming days are finally over.
But you did stop her. We saw what you did. What's worse is I think deep down we all felt that way.
If Haseoka hadn't stopped me back there, I might have killed that lady. I can't believe I actually came so close. Anyone would have done the same. What are you so hung up about? Do you wish you had killed her? No. I would have become another murderer, just like she was. You were trying to help me. When something happens like that, you have to trust your instincts. But that lady, her big brother was killed. Her family was destroyed. I can't even imagine doing that to someone. I don't think any normal person could. That lady, she's just the same as we are. Mr. Tojo said that the woman had a husband, but that he was killed by Ranga on that first rampage through Tokyo. Do you think he was trying to make it up to her?
I don't know.
He didn't protect Yatsusa, so... Do you think Ranga only protects people like Ushio and Yuhi? When was he protecting me through all that?
Even though there are laws against killing other people, it still happens all the time. Somewhere in the world, someone is probably being killed as we speak.
There's nothing we can do about that.
I know. What I'm trying to say is everyone has times in their life when they want to kill someone. Maybe it's true for Ranga, too. You know, when he looks like he wants to destroy something. But if Ranga was really going to judge that woman for her crimes, he would also have to judge Ushio and Yuhi for the wrongs they've done.
But Ranga loves Ushio and Yuhi. He loves everyone. So he protected her to keep from having to judge us. But her life is just as important as anyone else's. I think you're right. People sometimes just want to kill. And anyone can be killed at any time. Killed because someone held on to their beliefs. So you're saying I didn't have the right to attack that lady? Listen to me. I never wanted to kill anyone in the first place. I'd never let that happen. We have to use Ranga's power to create a world where no one ever gets hurt or killed. Save it for someone else. You were really going to kill her, weren't you, Ushio? And you would have been totally justified, too. No, you're wrong. I never would have wanted that. And that's how I honestly feel. I'll repeat myself as many times as I have to. There isn't a person in this earth who is put here just to kill. Is there?
Ranga kept flying all day and all night. We were not put here to kill each other. Everyone knows that simple truth, but people still kill each other every day for their own sake or even in the name of love or justice. Perhaps even more so than Ushio's tears, the sadness of this undeniable fact of life was violently splitting Ranga's heart. The man continued to sleep for what seemed like forever. Nobody dared to try and wake him up.
Good morning, Big Brother.
Hi there.
You're probably thinking it smells a little funny in here, aren't you? I thought that maybe the smell of my old school clothes would wake him up. What? Don't tell anyone what you saw here, Laboret. Joel, please leave the sign where it is this time.
Manami, that isn't...
I know it's been hard on you, thinking he's been dead all this time. I felt the same way. Look, it doesn't matter to me why you did it. Just don't do it again.
It's nice to finally meet you. I'm Yuhi Shimabara. It's been a long time, hasn't it, Big Brother? Come on, Masaru. Wake up. You tell anyone about this, I'll make sure you never wake up. Did you have another fight with Minami?
Manami knows deep down in her heart that it's not her brother. I'm positive. What do you think, Yuhi?
I don't really remember much about my big brother. Minami is the one who spent the most time with him, and she's always saying that she knew him best. But I take it you don't agree.
I don't. And I was always with him right up until last year.
Ushio just wanted to have a normal conversation with him. She wanted to ask him where he had been all this time, and to tell him everything that had happened to them in the past few months.
Ooh? She. Oh.
You just forget what you saw here, okay? Please, Laboret, I'm begging you.
What do you think? Just like before, huh?
Something seems different.
No matter how perfect it is, something's always going to seem off if you're used to the old one. Even if it looks exactly the same to you, you're still going to feel like it's different.
Huh? Ushio, your take?
I don't know yet. I can't really tell. It's not Masaru.
There are many who are saying that it is him.
It doesn't matter. We must concentrate on finishing the plan to bring forth Ibuki. Whoever that man is, we must ignore him for now.
He may have within him a clue to one of the secrets of Tao. It is imperative that I make contact with Masaru. Nothing.
trying to check to see if it was really him.
What?
Okay. Just hear me out. Several years ago, back when we were in college, we all went to this big drinking party. Your brother and I got completely trashed. For whatever reason, we were having a huge contest to see who could drink the most bottles of beer.
Really?
Well, Masaru ended up winning the contest. He said he was trying to set a new world record. He ended up drinking way too much beer. Later that night, there was an accident. 5 stitches in his groin.
You idiot! You think we're gonna believe a word you just said?
What, are you saying I made all this up?
So what? Did you see the scar?
It wasn't there.
Things I mustn't tell anyone.
I told you to stop talking about it.
Huh?
If it was Masaru who's been controlling Ranga all this time, then it opens up a whole new can of worms, because there's just too many things that we can't explain.
Besides, Mr. Fujiwara was saying... He is Masaru! Are you guys telling me you would trust that creep over your own sister?
Maybe you could show us some proof to help us believe you.
Yubi! Is it him? Is it Masaru? That man in there just has to be my brother. I've been waiting for this for 10 long years. I was so happy that he had come home.
I understand how you feel, Nanami. But there's one thing.
What the hell did a little kid like you understand, huh? Go ahead and spit it out!
Had returned home to the Shimabara house had spread through the entire town.
I heard back on Baru that an evil, wicked being was sealed inside Ranga a long time ago.
You're saying that guy is an evil being? But hasn't Ranga always been on our side?
It's because he was sealed up until now. The legend says that when the evil being awakes, the world will fall into total chaos.
Total chaos?
Hey! Huh? Ushio, your brother's finally awake and he's doing crazy things all over town!
We're about to witness total chaos.
He let himself into my house from the back window. I was terrified. Then suddenly...
Then... Suddenly what?
That man, he devoured my instant ramen like it was nothing!
Is that all?
It was a limited edition flavor! My favorite!
Is this the total chaos you were talking about? I don't think so.
What's up? How you doing? Hey! I came all the way over here. Couldn't you at least say hi? Great. Act angry all the time and you'll get bags under your eyes.
Look, I've been raising 2 kids all by myself for the past 10 years. I've already got them, okay? So, how long ago are we looking at?
Maybe 5 minutes ago. I heard he's just walking around taking things and not saying a word. He stole some treats from these 3 kids here.
Okay, I got it.
Alright, I'd like to know what the hell your brother thinks he's doing. He needs to stop taking and eating other people's food.
I already told you that I don't think that guy's our brother.
Yeah, right. I don't see any rhyme or reason to his path. But if we don't stop him, he'll eat up the whole town.
That's it. The total chaos you were talking about will be him slowly eating and eating till he swallows the whole world.
Somehow I don't think that's it.
Oh my God, it's terrible. Please help us, officer.
Damn it, the monster strikes again! There's so much blood.
It is an old Boruism. When we get really hungry, we eat.
They just came in and started eating all our Valentine's chocolates like they own the place. They ate it till the blood gushed out their noses.
Okay.
We have learned that the Sura has been awakened.
Sura?
Okay, Nailu, now who the hell is that guy? You know who he is, don't you? What exactly is it that you're trying to hide from me? If you keep things like this to yourself, our plan for Ibuki will surely fall apart.
Sura, It is the pure essence of Asura. The concentrated essence of Asura takes the shape of a man.
It can't be.
Once upon a time, many ages ago, gods known as Asura used the power of Tao and ruled the world.
But Ranga tried to monopolize Tao's power, and the Asura were destroyed, and Ranga fell into a deep sleep. So the legend goes, yes?
Correct.
Ranga refused to bow down before Tao.
As a result, he was sealed away.
The awakening of that man-like Asura is the first sign that Ranga has been fully actualized. Soon, Ranga will once again try to monopolize the power of Tao. He will destroy whatever stands in his way to do so.
If we do not resurrect the god Ibuki soon then, we will meet our fate like the Asura, done in by Ranga's hand.
I must agree.
Ranga will rise up to fight Tao and cast him from his throne.
After that,
The world will fall into total chaos.
I'm not sure what it means, but I have a real bad feeling about all this.
Tell me something then. Why does that thing look exactly like Masaru?
Those in the Shimabara bloodline are all descendants of that Asura.
But that...
Are you frightened?
From the very moment I met Masaru, I could tell there was something strange and terrible about him.
Mr. Haseoka. Give me back my candy! It's
Ranga to Ranga!
Listen, Haseoka.
Ow! What are you stupid toolie doing?
It's a secret ritual to extinguish this evil god.
What if it's the real Masaru? Did you think about that?
That blaze did absolutely nothing to him.
There's not a single burn on his skin!
He's not human.
No, Elaborate, get back!
I'm like any man.
He's using her voice to speak to us.
The leg. It would taste better if it weren't cooked for so long. So where are we supposed to go from here?
We must keep the Sura from returning to Ranga.
In keeping with ancient tradition, I wrote a barrier charm in the sand around Ranga to keep the Sura from getting close to him.
As long as the barrier stands, the Asura will not approach.
He's gone back to Ranga.
That barrier charm around him isn't doing anything!
This isn't what the ancient legends told us. How can this be happening?
Did you really expect them to survive 10,000 years on word of mouth?
Let's move it!
Masaru, wait! Are you people stupid or what?
Huh?
It seems like all this guy wants to do is eat everything.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This guy is so not our brother.
Nope.
So if you know for sure he's not Masaru...
Yeah, go on, we're listening.
Oh, forget it.
Deep down in his heart, Haseoka longed to be together with me.
I love you.
So what do you plan on doing here?
I'm making a status check on the Sura.
Then what's with the ace?
This place is still at risk for a catastrophe. If that guy goes back into Ranga, things could get ugly fast, so...
We can take care of ourselves. We figured out another way besides food to keep him calm, so you guys can just go away. As long as Labare is with him, he shouldn't be a threat.
Labare is only a fleeting comfort.
Huh?
The Sura reflects Ranga, and his true nature. His primordial desires will take over if we do not suppress them.
The Sora's only desire is to destroy the beings you call the Kyoshin. He will not allow mankind to continue breathing life into the corpses of his fallen comrades.
He will not be swayed from this dark path. Countless lives could be lost.
So, that's it? You're saying countless people are gonna die in this war he's waging? No! That can't be!
What the hell?
Yuki!
Listen to me, you bastard! I don't know what you're doing, but you let her go! What the hell is your problem?
Pervert! Yui, don't mess with him, please. You have to understand. Elaborate. She's been hurt enough already. Don't make it worse. Tell me, while most of the politicians who would keep us from our goal have resigned, a certain few still remain. Why is that?
Those who remain have no considerable power or influence. They will not stop us once we're in full swing.
Of course. Yet there is actually one who has the potential to become a hindrance. This may prove to be a huge obstacle for us. Ridding ourselves of this opponent is now our top priority.
What are you going to do?
This time, let's show them that we mean business.
Early this morning, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Shuichi Usami, died in his home due to acute heart failure. It seems Ranga is now at the mercy of the moderate faction. Minister Usami's influence was integral to the agreement between the Japanese, American, and Peru governments on issues concerning
The
Ranga.
Seton House was left open, so the Prime Minister made an appointment, and thus all the connections with the U.S. were cut off.
Guess they'll be doing away with the temporary Baru state they set up here.
That's correct. Biggest Kyoshinkai operation yet.
You're kidding. I thought they said he died of heart failure.
Some things in this world, you're better off not knowing.
Thank you so much, Master Sergeant Fujizaki.
Hey, I can never refuse a favor to an old friend. And besides, we're practically partners now that I've been officially assigned to the ACE team myself, right? Man, it's been a long time since I last saw you. Well, let's say we go over here and have a smoke. I've got a lot I want to tell you.
Okay.
The government is already eating out of the Kyoshinkai's hand. According to our sources, Japan's Security Council is ready. If Ranga shows any movement, all the related people will be contacted. Naturally, if it comes to that, we'll be seeing the defense force.
Don't you think it's kind of peculiar?
What is?
Big Ace, of course. All this new deployment they've got going on around here. I just get a weird feeling. The way everything's so secretive.
You see, before long, a new Kyoshin will be brought back to life.
Ibuki. I've heard Fujiwara and his people talking about it.
If you believe what they say, Ranga won't be able to stand up to this Kyoshin. If that really is the truth, what do you think they'll do with that kind of power? What do you think will become of Japan?
Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. We are now the most powerful, unstoppable force in all of Japan. Our economy is in ruins. Our currency is unstable, employment is scarce, and every day we are plagued by scandal. It's ridiculous. Where is our savior who can rescue us from our sorry state? He is coming soon. Our god Ibuki will not forsake us, and we are his faithful servants. On him our hopes rest, the true god of Japan. He is coming to save us all, so we must regain control over our wayward souls and prepare for a prosperous future alongside the god Ibuki.
Not Fujiwara again. I'm so sick of hearing about this Ibuki.
It's crazy, all this propaganda. The Kyoshinkai must have something really big up their sleeve.
So what does it all mean to us?
I don't know.
You've been working so hard, you should eat something.
Thank you, Joel, but I'm okay.
Something's going down.
I can't believe this.
Have you ever read Daddy Longlegs by Gene Webster? It's the story about a young man who offers a helping hand to an unfortunate little girl. At the end of the story, the two end up falling in love. It's the story with a happy ending. It seems that the end of our story has finally come as well. Are you surprised?
Not at all. But how can you just sit there and laugh like an idiot?
Because there is absolute truth in this world. A truth that is worthy of our faith and praise.
What the hell are you babbling about?
I love you. Trust me.
Trust you? What do you mean?
You have come from ancient times and served my family for countless generations. With this blood, I breathe life back into you. If you are our one true God, then rise up, Ibuki!
What is it? What's going on?
Oh no! He's going back into Ranga!
Sora! Stop! Don't go inside! Sora!
Ushio, talk to me. Are you okay?
He tried to crush me with his arm. Ranga tried to kill me.
Yuhi!
That spy from the U.S. ought to know where Ranga's going. He seems to know everything else. Joe!
Double M is moving. Begin Strategic Operation C. I repeat, Double M is on the move.
Our plans are in place. Excellent. It is now time for us to release the proper information to the public. From there, we can move on to declare martial law in Japan.
Notify each of the units on standby to be prepared for immediate action.
We have received the initial request for disaster aid to maintain the public order. Can't this piece of junk go any faster?
I got the pedal to the metal.
We will focus our attention on the following targets: the Parliament, the Prime Minister, the media, practically every political party, and also the labor unions.
What do you think you're doing with us? You're never gonna get away with any of this. This coup d'etat garbage you're pulling.
You got it all wrong. Everything you see happening here is part of a greater fight to ensure the future of Japan. We cannot continue to be like the politicians and other nations. The youth of this country have lost their way, and all they care about is satisfying their desires. You really think there's a future for a country like this?
You're crazy if you think I'm gonna sit here and congratulate you on building a nation.
So it's not the Baru government behind Ranga's violent rampage through Tokyo, but rather this Sora thing that's controlling him?
That's right. Ushio, is there anything else? Ushio. Hey, Ushio.
Ushio! You can't keep pouting like this forever. All right, let's get you to your interview, please.
Well, you know, it might be better if you were there to field the questions.
I would do it if I had the time to. But Kurogane and all the others were injured when Ace was beaten by Ranga. I think it's very important that I go visit everybody in the hospital.
I heard all about it. They say he tried to kill you. You understand. The Sura is the evil one. He took over Ranga, and we can't stop him.
That was a low blow. The Sora just wants to beat the Kyoshin, and that's why he took over
It's
Ranga.
not your fault he took over Ranga, so stop beating yourself up about it because it's out of your hands now.
1 minute till we go live. Whoa! Come on, get the alarm. Hey! All right, everyone, freeze where you are.
All the targets are now under our control. Only America remains.
The White House has always supported Baru. We've had to go beyond simple diplomacy to maintain
But
our
if our country's government fully supports the Kyoshin, how do you think the Americans will respond?
We should play it smart. Give them no excuses to mobilize their forces here. We cannot afford a war on our home soil.
Whatever we plan to do, our supreme Kyoshin Ibuki will demolish Ranga, the evil god from Baru, and that will mark the first time that Japan has been able to stare the U.S. straight in the eye. Our reign will commence with Ibuki's victory.
Stop chasing Ranga! Where are you taking us?
Don't worry, I know where he's going, and you can bet we're gonna beat him there.
So where is it?
In the north, just near the Sugaru Strait.
Sugaru?
That's where they're raising the new Kyoshin.
Coup d'etat, huh? The Defense Force is mobilizing their troops to get a hold of Ranga. Next, they'll use misinformation, legislation, and military force to manipulate and threaten us. But this new government will collapse on itself.
Your petty desires are nothing. They pale before our supreme objectives, which you fail to understand.
You tool. How much did the Kyoshin Kai pay to make you their monkey?
Shut up! Oh no! Live? I'd love to go live! Yeah, because we never got to do that interview. You know, it's the one you guys interrupted!
Hold your horses, lady. We've got other plans.
Where is your precious god from Baru now? This is the true savior of Japan, the one god we can all look up to, the all-powerful Ibuki.
Hurry! The god Ibuki is headed our way, and we still don't have everything set in place. We have an unconfirmed target approaching from the south. Be careful. Then for God's sake, get the media out of here.
It's begun, and he's already moving.
Is that him? Ibuki?
The target has arrived. Holding fast. What?
He's here.
started! A battle of the gods! Yes! I want units 1 and 2 here immediately! Move it!
That ancient shooting device was excavated along with him. Thanks to our crack team of researchers, we've made some alterations and improved on this weapon that he carries. Let's see what she can do. Behold the power of ace technology and the strength of the ancient spirit!
I too am Japanese. Open your eyes.
It's Kazuo?
It has been 50 years since we lost the war. This false democracy is a disgrace to our nation. We cannot allow our freedom to be threatened like this. I know, deep down, every one of you has been harboring intense desires. My only wish is to indulge all those who wish to live a better life here. I cannot see any reason to want to continue living in this country as it is, to live in this hell on earth. But I have come in order to save the Japanese people from modern-day Japan. I have come to kill this god in the service of my country, because I am the one true god, Ibuki!
Ranga!
I will not lose. I fight for the sake of Japan. I am the Lord Ibuki!
What's that?
Yes. Lord Ibuki has won the battle. This is the beginning of the Kyoshin's reign. This is the birth of a whole new era.
Yuhi, you too are leading a life filled with sadness. I want to make you happy. Listen, you must have faith in me. I love you.
I can't do that. I can't.
I've got one thing to say to you. Since you guys aren't technically Japanese citizens, you don't belong in our great country. So don't let me catch you sticking your noses around here, or I'll have you killed. Go back to your filthy little town and stay there.
You guys are just using brute force. The Ministry of the Kyoshin is taking more control every day. Ranga was just an excuse to justify your plan to mobilize the defense force.
You better go back home.
But Ranga, what's gonna happen? What are you gonna do to him?
He will be punished for his crimes.
What's wrong, Ranga? Come on, boy. Hang in there.
This is as far as we can go for now. We have to turn back.
Even though Ranga was inching closer to death with every minute that passed, there was nothing we could do to help him. It seemed there was no way to defeat the overwhelming power of Ibuki.
If they're gonna do something, I wish they'd get on with it. All they do is sit on their asses and watch us with their security cameras.
Up till now, Neo Ranga had always helped us with this kind of stuff.
Well, sometimes I wonder if we should have given up. Because ever since we gained our independence from Japan, the prices for meats and vegetables have soared.
We're trying to keep this country together, but it's the Kyoshin Kai bringing us down, and I'll be damned if we surrender to them.
But now, Ranga can't do what he used to. And that's why he won't be able to help us. Hey, why the hell are you saying stupid things like that? Ranga is gonna come back. We may not have him now to protect us, but Daddy Buki, you want to lose to him? That stupid idiot! It's Fujiwara. You know it's him in there, right? I don't really care. It doesn't matter who the hell's in that thing.
And your country?
We came in first to defend the Baru Kingdom's right to own Ranga. But you see, the thing is,
You're telling us you can't help Baru if Ranga isn't with us anymore?
Yeah, that's what I thought, you bastards.
How can you be so calm at a time like this?
You think I came all this way to have some fun?
Hey, what's a wormhole, huh?
The object is a wormhole.
This is not time for watching TV.
I don't know. I have a feeling this is important.
Hey, don't feel bad. There's nothing we can do about it. Know what I mean?
What do you want? You know how busy I am, so can't you just leave me alone?
If you'd shown the same energy taking hurdles and track, you'd be famous by now.
What are you talking about?
We used to have fun back then, didn't we? It was a rough time, and we had a lot of studying to do. And there are a lot of things we couldn't do. But all the same...
What are you getting at?
I'm not here as Ushio's teacher, but as your friend, Minami, and I have a favor to ask you.
They talked until the early hours of the morning, and reached one conclusion. The coup was a natural consequence of what was going on. It was to be expected. They kept a sharp watch over us, and we weren't allowed to leave the town. It seemed nothing had changed. Meanwhile, throughout Japan, despite the military presence, things had calmed down, almost as if nothing had ever happened. But we would soon witness the full extent of the Kyoshin Kai's takeover firsthand.
What's going on? What are you doing? Come on, guys, stop it! Hurry up and get in already. We're gonna be late. Wait, what are we gonna be late for? Just supper in the van. Right. I can't leave them with all this stuff going on right now. Things could get a lot worse. We'll be fine. Be a good girl. What are you doing, Miss Ichijo? Don't you know I'm not allowed to leave town?
That's okay. We've gotten special permission.
Did you forget today's the exam?
You're a normal girl, Ushio, so we got them to let you take it. Hey, I don't have time for this nonsense. Let me go. Please, untie me.
Minami said it was okay to take you with us.
Huh?
Someday all of this is going to be over. You should think about what you want to do with the rest of your life, Ushio.
Well, what's wrong? You don't want to go to high school with us, Ushio?
Paradise can be found in everything.
Maybe. But I wanted to show all you guys the real paradise.
What is the real paradise?
Somewhere like Baru, a place where no one is trying to control us, or manipulate us, or force us to do anything. It's somewhere we can live out our heart's desires.
How's that different from what I said?
Huh?
Being born and raised in this town, getting a good job, that stuff makes this place paradise for me. But there is one rule to this game that helps people lead happy lives. There are many things you girls have to learn, and that's why you go to school. The rule isn't there to tie you down and force you to do something you don't want to. It's there so you can find paradise anywhere.
For any rule to be effective, someone must enforce it. No matter how much Ushio's heart burned at the thought, she had to admit that she agreed with Miss Ichijo.
Historically, the Mutsu region was assaulted numerous times by Kanto in the east. We will take the same path, but in reverse. We will force the Japanese people to face up to their indiscretion.
We received word from the chief. The operation has started.
All right. Tell Takasue to wait.
Do you feel all right, sir? Your voice sounds different.
I'm fine, thank you.
I guess we're in different rooms.
And I think our room's this way.
Well, Ushio, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Bye. What? This doesn't look like a testing room. Oh, that's right. I'm technically a foreign exchange student. Excuse me. I'm here for the test.
You don't have to take any tests, miss.
Hmm?
If you cooperate with us, Ushio, we can get you into any high school and college you want to attend.
This is a trap! You were just waiting for a chance to lead me out of Mushishino, weren't you?
Now, don't be so upset.
How could you do this to me? I promise you I didn't know. Was it you? Everyone? Who was it?
No one. But Ushio, you have to learn that you can't win every fight in your life. We all have to live under the same rules. That's the only way to find your paradise.
Teacher!
You can't do everything all by yourself.
You want me to sit tight? You've been saying that all morning. We've already taken control of the media just like we had planned, and now we're standing by to move in on the politicians, in exact accordance with Lord Ibuki's wishes.
Despite what you hear, we're still on track. They're just excited because it's been so long since we could move about this freely, so don't worry.
This wasn't the deal. Putting those old bureaucrats in power isn't going to change a goddamn thing for us.
I said it's fine. Don't do anything rash.
Gentlemen, I trust you have heard Lord Ibuki's words. I have faith in Ibuki, and I have new orders for you on his behalf. This is the only way we can rescue Japan. These wicked old men have gone astray, but we mustn't let them get in our way.
Yes. I guess they'll be here soon, won't they?
Huh? We've got more people coming.
You served me well. I thank you all.
I hope Ushio passes her test. What does she want to go to high school for?
Base? What about the Shima bars? I guess Ushio's gonna have to fight these Kyoshikai bastards by herself.
Mr. Fujiwara, what are you going to do now?
You must have heard by now. I have become a god so that Japan may get back on a prosperous course.
Just because you're a Kyoshin doesn't make you a god. The Kyoshin are just machines. That's what the Sura said.
The Sura is a liar. Men can become gods. By joining with the Kyoshin, a man can evolve into a new creation.
No! You're wrong. All you guys are doing is using that as an excuse to control anyone who's weaker than you. And I hate it when people do stuff like that.
Control, huh? Maybe you're right. But Ushio, life as we know it cannot continue unless someone is in control. I'm just trying to do the right thing with my power. You said it was wrong to kill others, didn't you? Why did you say that?
I don't need a reason. Everyone knows that killing is wrong.
So in other words, it's your own belief. You can't force that on others. God forbid such things. You can still be saved if you follow his lead.
But...
Haven't you ever wished there was somebody you could ask, what's the right thing to do? You don't know, do you? So you desperately make up your own rules about truth and justice. All you want to do is live by your own rules. That's where you're wrong. I'm beginning to think that there are times when killing others is justified. Do you think that's harsh? There can only be one true path, and if God dictates that path, you will all lead wonderful lives. Why do you strive to live? What is right in the world? These questions will trouble you no longer.
Are you telling me that's the way my brother felt about all of this?
Listen, come see what it's like inside here. For you are the one descended from the Sura.
So cold. This is awful. What just happened back there?
You needn't be frightened. This Kyoshin has long ago lost its Sura, and I myself am not tied directly to the Sura bloodline. I need someone to help me bridge the gap so I may become a god.
But why? I don't understand this.
This has always been part of the plan, God willing. Masaru's main motive for this came from when his high school girlfriend committed suicide for seemingly no reason at all. It made us realize that something was wrong, and that someday we would have to take control.
Do you know about Lord Rhea? My father and mother were secretly researching him. If he's the real thing, would you still be interested in that Kyoshin Kai thing I mentioned earlier?
Really? You're gonna start helping them with their research? Your parents died, and raising you three became his life. Every day he questioned the cruelty fate had shown his family. He told me he could never accept that injustice, and so he turned his back on the Kyoshin Kai and fled to Baru.
He wouldn't do that! You're lying to me!
The time has come. Help Ushio. I no longer have a human body, and I need your strength to help me so we can build a country dedicated to Ibuki together.
No! Mr. Fujiwara!
Do you remember those days you used to stick close by my side, Ushio? It'll be just like old times.
That thing from yesterday can't be a Kyoshin. Is it a Sura?
After we break in, restrain all members of the Kyoshin Kai. We're taking over command of Ibuki ourselves.
At last, I can cast away away this facade, and my bonga can materialize. Tao's country is growing ever stronger.
She's a monster.
Those decrepit bastards have been getting on my nerves, so I gave them what you might call an early retirement. For once, we didn't have to debate the issue.
What the hell are you?
I'm not entirely sure you want to know. Have you heard of the Curiotus? I can make myself seem as human as you, although that gets boring.
Chaos had spread throughout the world. Ranga had lost. Bizarre phenomena had taken hold of the entire planet. And then the hole opened in space. It was no coincidence that all these events happened at the same time. They whispered destruction with their very existence. And before long, they were here.
What is this Curiotus thing?
I don't know, but we have confirmed reports of arrivals in Israel, China, and America as well. They've each brought an enormous Kyoshin along as a show of force, and they're calling themselves the Curiotus.
So is there a different Kyoshin now for every country in the world?
Those who bore the name Curiotus all carried the same message. The open hole in space had been torn by the force of Tao's terrible anger. If things on Earth did not change, the world would soon come to an end. And as if Armageddon had already begun, the flames of hell could be seen on the other side of that hole.
It's exactly like they said. We have positive confirmation of a giant star. We're getting readings from the other side of the wormhole.
Could it be the guardian of Tao that Nyla mentioned? Why is it standing in my way?
Just let me out of here!
I need you to lend me your strength, Ushio. Help me!
I don't want to have anything to do with this awful mess!
But I thought that you always wanted to help others with the great power that you and Ranga shared.
I'm not like you, Mr. Fujiwara! All I want to do is find my own paradise!
I thought all you wanted to do was save you.
Masaru?
Rest easy, Ushio. You don't have to listen to the words of this lunatic.
Masaru, wait! We need the power of a god to fulfill the promise we made together so long ago!
You're wrong, Kazuo. This is a Kyoshin. You know it isn't a god. Tao is the only god.
Masaru.
Wake up, Ushio. What happened? Is something wrong?
It was our big brother, but he's gone now. He disappeared suddenly, just like when he appeared.
Let's go.
Where to, Lord Ibuki?
To Mushashino as planned. We will liberate the independent territory.
We should go back together, Ushio! I don't want to see you throw your entire life away because of this! Miss Ichiju, I used to think that you and all the other adults I grew up around were perfect. But I was wrong, wasn't I?
Nobody's perfect. And nothing in this world is perfect. As soon as you begin to think something is flawless, that's when the cracks start to appear. I teach Japanese history, right? Trust me on this. There is no such thing as right or wrong in history. There are only facts. Wars are the same, with both sides fighting for their own version of justice. Justice and evil are relative terms. So you see...
So what? We shouldn't put our faith in anything at all? What a sad world that is. I have faith, because I know we can find our paradise somewhere. Don't you agree with me?
Ushio, sometimes our beliefs betray us.
But I'm not like that.
Lord Ibuki is going to Musashino. Can you make it back home? Will you be okay?
Well...
Labre! Ranga! Can you tell me if he's still alive? So where's the defense force now? And we still haven't gotten any orders from Nihilus, so what's the deal? Sora, can you hear me? I went inside Ibuki, and I'm thinking that maybe I can do the same thing with you. Sora, so it really was my brother back there.
Has the coup d'etat failed?
No. The plan was a success. We took control of the finances for every media outlet, and our primary objective was to round up everyone in the Kyoshinkai next. But then all the secret members were slaughtered. Nailu and Fujiwara were going to pin the crimes on us, those who started the second coup. They never meant for the Kyoshinkai to have this much power. The last time I saw the Master Sergeant, he told me to apologize to you for everything.
Fujizaki? You mean he's...
Hurry up and get out of here!
But...
They're over there! Don't let him get away!
In accordance with God's will, we will turn back to our pure origins. This country has but one true God, and that is Ibuki, who reigns supreme over all. Other countries may have their own gods, but they must be overthrown.
You step into my town, the gloves are off.
It doesn't have to be like this, Kurogane. It's not your responsibility to be this town's protector.
Yeah, I take a lot of responsibility that isn't mine. That's just the way I am. So there.
You're just a normal police officer.
I'm guarding this town while Ranga's out. It's all part of being a good cop.
Kuragane!
You know, I'm really the same type of person you are. You might think it's weird, but the more I learn about war, the better I get at predicting who will win. The funny thing is that it has nothing to do with who's right or wrong.
No one in this world is completely blameless. We should recognize that.
Well, yes, of course. People always want to live their lives doing what they want to do, and most people consider that the best way to go about things. I hate to say it, but Japan has never been a country to live under the command of God's law. Something like the Kyoshin must be a great shock to the people.
So what? We shouldn't put our faith in anything at all? What a sad world that is.
What? No way!
What's wrong?
Ranga. He's on his way here. He's still alive.
There's only enough room for one god in this town.
And I refuse to back down.
Go ahead, Fujiwara. Squash me like a bug if you want, but let it in there.
What are you saying, Minami?
You know what I'm talking about, right? Realistically speaking, without Ranga here, this town doesn't stand a chance. If this is our fault, then I accept the punishment. That's fair, isn't it?
You've stayed in the background this whole time. Why the hell do you insist on him killing you now?
Now I understand.
Are you trying to win the public side? Now's your chance. The media is here in force.
Too bad for you. Looks like the National Defense Force has already pulled out of the city. What? The Kyoshin Kai has been abolished. Their opposition set up a provisional government in its place.
That can't be. Nailu? And Masaru? What are they doing? I always thought that Masaru and I shared the same ideas. What the hell is Nailu doing with him? You people don't realize how important God is to you.
I will not be overthrown.
No!
I thought I killed you.
Sora, what should we do? Wait a minute. Who's in Ranga? Ushio?
We must return the Kyoshin to his grave in the earth. Men can never become gods.
Shut up! I won't let you make any moves! I thought you were gonna help me!
I see. So it's Ushio. She's the one who revived Ranga.
Things will be different from here on out. Come closer, Ushio.
Please stop this, Mr. Fujiwara. If you make the first move, then I'll...
Fight back with that crumbling heap of garbage?
You should get out of there, Ushio. I'm gonna blow Ranga away!
No!
That's too bad.
Fujiwara, stop! You wanna kill her?
This is in the name of justice. I have to think about Japan's future. And nothing is gonna get in my way. What happened?
It's gone. Masaru? Masaru! I knew it!
Masaru! I don't believe it! You bastard! Why are you stopping me from attaining our goal?
We cannot build Japan on the Kyoshin Kai.
What?
The Kyoshin are nothing but puppets. Someone never got that.
How can you speak these lies? You're the one keeping me from the great plan.
And you! My life's purpose has been to create a new Japan, to protect it from everything, to instill morals and ideals in her people. So why are you doing this to me? Don't you understand what I'm trying to do?
That's enough. Just like the Emperor with his new clothes.
Fujiwara, that's quite enough. Your sick justice, your morals, don't belong here.
Kazuo?
The moment has come. Ushio, open the door of time. It is Ranga's true power.
But I don't know how to do
You can do it. You've done it before.
But if I do that again, Mr. Fujiwara will die for sure.
It's too late. We can't turn back.
Ranga, can you do it?
He's using that weapon from ancient times.
Happy now? Look what you've done.
It's all over now. There's no one who can defeat Ranga. Now you are free as well.
Miss Ichiju, even though things are turning out like you said they would.
Those freaking losers.
But aren't they all from the so-called Stone Age?
From the many gods of Greece to the sky gods of the Egyptians, the Brahmins before Buddhism was adopted, even including the pantheons of West African legend and then Japan. Our heritage can be considered something of an archaic polytheism, whose many gods have been cast aside in favor of one.
You'll have to excuse my ignorance, but I don't really see the difference between one monotheistic god and the many gods of animism.
These gods existed at one time, and they are the ones who will get us back in touch with Japan's true power. Why don't you go and see the old man? I have a small gift I want you to deliver to the group.
Are you sure you have to leave?
The Kyoshinkai will never be satisfied, and I'm against resurrecting the Kyoshin.
But your hypothesis was correct. These giant gods do exist. Their very existence challenges the vulgar monotheistic traditions of Western civilization.
Sorry, the condition of this world is no longer of any interest to me.
Mr. Fujiwara, nice to see you.
Yeah. What will happen to your sisters now? Your parents are long dead. What are you gonna do? Huh?
I was not put here on Earth for the sake of Japan or the Kyoshin. Not even for the sake of my own younger sisters. I can't stay here and just waste my life. The power of the gods has given me a much higher calling. Please look after the girls for me.
Hey, there's a problem with Uchiyo at their kindergarten. Mr. Fujiwara?
What is that?
It's a demonstration against Ranga.
So Lord Ibuki has fallen. But tell me, do the people still have faith in the Ministry of the Kyoshin?
The Ministry of the Kyoshin was dissolved by the head of the new cabinet.
Why are you playing dumb like that? You know damn well it's all your friends out there, Fujiwara, helping those mindless idiots with their...
Helping them? What possible reason could anyone have for getting rid of Ranga now?
They're saying that with Ranga here, the world's gonna come to an end soon.
She's right. That's what the angel said.
On the far end of this wormhole, a giant red star can be seen. In the event that the star collapses and goes into a supernova, in 1 year's time, the Earth will be bombarded with an incredible amount of photons and neutrinos. In 5 years' time, we can expect to be hit by enormous shockwaves.
What a bunch of assholes. How can they blame Ranga for that crap in space?
Everything's happening so damn fast.
It's possible that the star has already gone supernova. But even if that is the case, we wouldn't see the effects until a year after. I know, so why the hell are they blaming everything on us?
Those protesters getting to you?
I'm so gonna crush them.
But you know our biggest obstacle is going to be the Kuriotes. They control the hearts of everyone who holds power.
The phenomenon in space is proof of the existence of Tao, the one true God. Ranga's wicked existence is a sin against nature. Tao is trying to rid the world of this monster, but he may end up crushing you as well. So we want to see Ranga destroyed by your own hands. We will assist you in every way possible to see that accomplished.
I had no idea.
It seems all the nations on the face of the earth believe they've found the one true God.
Amora here.
They're thinking that if they destroy Ranga, then they can escape their own annihilation.
Talk all you want, you're still one of them. Huh?
What's wrong?
They said the Banga of the Kuriotes from China has just invaded Japan!
The U.S. forces here should be fighting back.
is it?
That thing is coming to kill Ranga because everyone thinks he's evil. I'm not gonna let it happen.
But Ushio, you're not gonna bring the fight to our town, are you?
It seemed this was the beginning of the end. Masaru was back. Ranga was back. We should have been able to rejoice in our independence from that unseen power, but at that moment, Ushio could do nothing.
Currently, the heads of all the major
Are
nations...
China and the US really at odds with each other?
They've both sent fleets to Baru, but to me it looks like neither one wants to be the first to strike.
If the Kiryotas come to Japan, they'll make this place a war zone. Someone should do something. Damn it.
Everyone else in the world had abandoned us, and Ranga. We had no choice but to once again take refuge on Baru Island.
Strange, isn't it?
Down on the ocean floor, they couldn't care less about what happens here on the surface. Do you still plan on fighting? Even though the world might be destroyed if you win?
But if we just defeat the Kiryotis, we can open everyone's eyes to the truth.
Ushio, there are some things we can't control. Things like hurricanes, earthquakes, movements of the stars. Sometimes forces like these seize the hearts of men, and no matter how hard we try, we can't suppress them.
But...
The Sura is frightened of the Kiryotis, and will probably go berserk again. Maybe you'd better practice controlling Ranga by yourself.
It's all right, Sura. Masaru told me that Ranga is still important to our family. I just need to practice by myself. So hang on for me, okay?
If you guys are leaving, can I tag along? I've seen it this far, and I'd like to see how things pan out.
Long ago, part of Baru sank deep beneath the waves and remained there. But now an earthquake has raised it again to the surface. There it is.
He's acting pretty weird, huh?
Have Ranga and the Sura finally been separated?
Will Baba meet his fate?
There's time.
What are you talking about?
Nyalu, a beast like you does not belong here.
If you're referring to the spell to keep us out, Masaru took care of that.
Of course, that's right. She has a connection with him.
Do you hate me because I poisoned my sister? Well, I didn't have a choice. That rotten bitch stole Masaru away from me.
As long as Ranga's without the Sura, he doesn't have the power of a god.
She's always one step ahead.
Long ago on this planet, there lived a race of giant creatures called Sura. They lived in peace with the humans. Trees, water, stones, thunder. As numerous as these, that's how many Sura there were. But one day, a star fell from heaven and split the ground. Sura and humans alike succumbed to Tao's anger.
His level, so...
Humans will just kill Ranga again.
Last time he fought the Defense Force, he didn't get a scratch.
Yes, but the Sura was inside him.
The Sura.
Stay back. There's nothing you can do, so stop now.
Ranga is just another Kyoshin. Or rather, better to call him a dead god. I suggest you all enjoy the show.
What are you doing with Ranga? Ranga!
Very effective, destroying Ranga while everyone in the world was watching. The image of the Kiryotis is now one of overwhelming power.
Naturally. Witnessing that would remove the temptation to resurrect the Sura from anyone.
So do you get a reward for following Tao? And what exactly are these Kiriotes?
We Kiriotes are men evolved, the perfection of mankind.
It doesn't look like you're much different from anybody else.
So why then? Why did you decide to go to Tao?
To gain supreme knowledge of all things.
Can we also become Kiriotes?
NASA just released an official report. The famous hole in space suddenly disappeared.
The Kiriotes are never wrong.
Mind telling me how this news is supposed to be related to Ranga's death? If we're just now seeing a wormhole vanish, that means the whole thing must have collapsed on itself or whatever over a year ago.
Tao is indifferent to our simple concept of time. Where's Yuhi?
I think she was worried about Joel, seeing as he collapsed earlier.
Masaru, why are you doing all this?
You're wondering why I became a Kiriotes, right?
Yeah, I'd like to hear the story too. So why did Ranga become your big enemy?
My parents told me something about our family back when they were still alive. Our line traces back to a great god, and as his descendants, we've inherited his power and strength. But I was ashamed of them. Our family was nothing back then. Our father, the Shinto priest, the penniless idealist, a fool with too many children. All that only gave me ambition. I was different than the other children, smarter. My lessons were mere puzzles, and I could hear voices that no one else could. But ultimately, I was nothing more than a powerless student. Why was the world run by people more ignorant and foolish than I was? I had no power whatsoever. Why must I accept such an unreasonable fate?
Mr. Fujiwara said you were devastated when your high school sweetheart killed herself. He told me you wanted to know why it was that some people could be so weak and helpless, and that's why you left us.
I don't remember what I told him.
Defeat the Kiriotes. Challenge Tao. This is a mission for all life on this planet.
Can you hear me? Joel? Sura?
Yuhi. I feel it. Inside of me. The spirit of Asura.
I think it's fine. What's the big deal? I don't want my life being run by politicians or the Kyoshinkai. I can't stand us being ruled by unseen forces. Without Ranga, freedom sort of goes out the window, doesn't it? Well, better to play it safe and listen to your big brother. After all, there's no such thing as paradise on this planet. Not with Tao sitting somewhere out in space shaking up our world like it was some intergalactic ant farm. There's something amazing about this place, huh? You're right. It'd be nice if we could just forget everything else and live here forever, wouldn't it? But this isn't my paradise.
Why in the hell is Ranga coming back?
It's not the Sura, I can tell you that. But if we don't move, then Tao will.
Minami, it's now up to you three.
Huh?
You can use Plutoid. Combine your strengths to eliminate Ranga.
But
I'll do it. I'll kill Ranga myself. Then I can become the #1 supreme leader in space, right?
Sure, Yuhi. You ready?
Wait a minute, you mean to tell me you don't mind turning into some inhuman thing?
I don't want to lose my paradise for the second time in a row. You understand, right?
Well, to tell you the truth, it always made me happy to watch you girls stand up for what you believed in. If there's something worth pursuing, then you should be willing to die for it. In a lot of ways, I wish that I could have been more like that.
I'm going. See ya.
I'll be watching, so you need to tell me if you really do find your paradise.
Ranga, you're still alive? Get back here! Do you hear me? You don't understand. It's not their attack that made Ranga fall. We're to blame. It was my brother, my sisters, and me.
So this is a Ranga? But it doesn't feel any different than Ranga used to be.
Yeah, but according to Joel, someone stole the Sura's dead body to use as armor.
Is there a problem, Yuhi?
I was thinking, if that were true, there's no sure way to beat Ranga. Ranga! Stop it!
Ushio? Ushio! Yuhi and I are going to kill Ranga! If we don't do it now, humanity will be destroyed!
Our people. Human laws and taboos no longer hold meaning for us. Why have you been waiting for me all this time? I think I know why.
Huh? What the hell, Minami?
What have I been doing?
I can overlook this, but just this once. The two of you may use Akasa for the next attack. Minami!
What kind of person commands his sisters to kill each other?
Minami has always loved Masaru, hasn't she?
As long as the fantasy is unachievable and it's only in your mind, it can be fun, like a forbidden paradise. But it's horrible if the other person knows your secret and uses that knowledge.
Is that how it is?
The paradise she wanted can only exist in her heart now. You know how to work it, right?
Why did you have to drag Ranga back into this?
We'll talk about it later. We have to go get Yuppie.
Masaru, let's go!
Welcome, Yuhi. Observe the might and power of Akasa.
Ranga, don't hold back!
Akasa can manipulate any space at his leisure. He is more powerful than anything in this world. I have returned!
This is really bad, you guys. How the heck are you supposed to fight against someone who can tear apart space and do what he wants with it?
Better to give up and die, right? Storms, earthquakes, and other acts of nature pay no mind to humankind, but we still live on.
Will you just accept whatever destiny Tao sees fit to dish out?
Ranga will battle Tao, though his foe is a god. For Ranga believes there is nothing alive in the universe that is capable of bringing him down.
I see. Ranga isn't a god. He's the same as we are. Mortal.
Yuhi, ready to finish this?
So you really are scared of Ranga? Someone told me all about it. He said that eukaryotes weren't the ones who defeated Ranga back then. Mankind, that's who stopped him. Ranga never submitted to Tao, even in the face of incredible opposition. But men hate war, so they sealed Ranga away in a deep sleep and worshipped him as a god. The Sura had the people's faith, but some people turned traitor and went to Tao in search of power. So we have you, the Kuryotes.
It is impossible for anyone, human or Sura, to betray Tao. Until he reawakens, his unassailable power rests in our hands.
That's right. However, that means you're nothing more than God's errand boy. How pathetic.
What are you doing with that, Yuhi? You planning to stab me?
The marks on Ranga's chest are traces of his Sura nature from a long time ago. It's the same way with the Bonga. Oh well. Since you're not gonna own up to the truth on your own, your son Joel said this might force it out of you. Goodbye, my ex-brother. Ushio, you know what you have to do now.
That was a dirty trick! Why didn't you let us know?
It was my secret strategy and you would have ruined it.
Oh yeah? What if it fell apart and they ended up killing you? Stop fighting! Listen to me. I think Ranga's trying to tell us something.
We have some problems, but we can still move.
Look! Down there! He's rising up now.
If he does that, we'll have no choice but to wipe them off the face of the earth. We need only tap into a small portion of Tao's anger.
This is the end! Ranga!
And that should calm Tao's anger.
Big brother.
Masaru, that's enough!
Ranga can manipulate time. Your attacks are useless.
I will continue the reign of Tao forever!
The mirror of time. I see. It was only Akasa's attack from the future.
Just as Masaru said, the Kuriotis could not die. They had gone back to the right hand of Tao to continue fighting for him. Hearing that, Ushio muttered that we had to keep fighting. It wasn't our choice. It was our destiny.
Things must be settled between Man and Tao. With the joining of Man and Sura, the two primary forces born on this planet, even the seemingly absolute Tao can be defeated.
Let's go to space! We can fight Tao with Ranga!
No, I'm not going. Huh? Why should we bother fighting Tao?
Look, Tao controls the universe. We've known that, so...
So what? How else are we supposed to fight for our freedom? Huh?
I'm not sure if we'll win, but at least we'll find some freedom in the fight instead of sitting around worrying about when we're gonna die. You see? Maybe that's where we'll find the best paradise of all!
Is that what fighting is? Paradise?
Labore. What an idiot! She wasn't descended from the Sura!
Yuhi, what did you expect? Maybe that we were invincible? Well, we're not. What does it really mean to fight for something? Have we ever known the right answer? Our spirit was never truly free. Ranga is our strength, and possibly our greatest weapon. It's like having a knife you never put down. We rely on him too much, and we let that power control us. I've never been as free as I'd like to think. My dependence on Ranga has stolen my freedom.
You're wrong! If Ranga wasn't here, we couldn't do anything! We would lose all our freedom!